You're listening to the official Wrestling News Source podcast. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or find us on Facebook by searching WrestlingNewsSource.com or WNS Podcast. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Stitcher, and iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast or WNS Podcast. Now, being broadcast in over 30 different countries, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron, Tyler Hebert, and Doug.
That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Hebert.
I'm Doug.
And we welcome you to episode 176 of the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. Check us out on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can find us on Facebook, WNS Podcast, on YouTube, WNS Video, and on iTunes, Wrestling News Source Podcast.
This microphone stinks. You can follow us on...
Like that. You can use it different.
It's the only one.
Exactly.
Okay.
Can't sit here.
You can follow us on Beyond Pod, Stitcher, and Player.fm by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
For Twitter, the main site is at WN Source. We are at WNS Podcast, and that's the important one. Follow us. Daniel's at WNS_Daniel. Tyler's at Tyler_Avery.
There you go.
Follow them.
Welcome to the show. Got a lot to talk about. Going to dive into some feedback. Got your Q&A as well.
Everybody in the pool.
Got some Total Divas this week.
It's back. It's back.
The return of Total Divas just before they're how many they have? They're running out of episodes, right?
This coming Sunday will be part 1 of the season finale.
Ooh, all right. So we'll have to dive into that in a little bit. Also, some Legend Towels. Talk about some Raw and Hot Topics. How you guys doing? You guys doing all right?
I'm sleepy.
Yeah. I'm pretty tired too. I don't know. It's like we sat down, we came in here, and it just went out.
Blech.
I don't know. Doug, how you doing?
I'm tired too.
Yeah. It's been a long day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Supposed to be off tomorrow, but they're making me work.
Ew. That's no
So now I'm feeling like super tired.
No boy.
lame.
Yeah.
Why would they do that to you?
It's her dicks.
Because they're motherfuckers.
So, welcome to the show.
Motherfucking dicks.
Let's dive on into to the feedback. Had quite a bit this week, especially pertaining to what we talked about in the Top Rope Tuesday Clutch City Productions Challenge. So really glad to hear some of the turnout that we got. First bit of feedback we have is coming from Thomas saying Sheamus officially turned face on July 29, 2011 on SmackDown, answering Mark Henry's call for a challenge and stated that Henry was a bully. So that's our boy Lawson dropping the facts on us.
Fact checker.
Yes.
Statistician.
Uh-huh.
Fellow OCD haver.
Mm-hmm.
My boy Thomas Lawson.
The one who drops it low, son.
Yes.
So thank you for that. Next bit of feedback is coming to us from Tina saying, Seth had me listen to your show after explaining how you shared his love for Khali. I was very concerned, but I did really like your show. You need to make Seth an official WNS/Khali ambassador.
Well, he's pretty much already the ambassador already.
He is the Khali ambassador.
Yeah.
And it does have ass in it, so yeah, you
Yes.
could definitely say Seth is the ambassador.
Thanks for liking our show, though.
Yes, thanks for checking us out. We certainly appreciate it.
What do you think the odds of this lady
I'm sure the check's
stays
in the
around?
mail.
I don't know.
I think she sticks around. She likes the show.
We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
3 episodes max, maybe.
I'm
Prove me wrong.
I'm saying one and done.
One and done?
One and done.
Paid
We'll
by
see.
Seth to come in and praise Khali?
I don't think it's one of Seth's catfish accounts. I think it's a real person. But he
By the
probably
way, Seth, we're on to what you're doing.
he probably put her
Bad
up to
pants.
Bad pants, yeah. So, but thank you for commenting nonetheless, Tina. We do appreciate it. Next bit of feedback's coming to us from Daniel Deering saying, easy question this time around. As I'm sure we all learned in 2nd grade, cyborgs are impervious to the powers of the occult. See Section B, Line 10 of a Guide to Storyline Logic by Vince Russo. Thus, Cyborg Danielson would God smash Demon YY. So, what are your thoughts on that? Especially you, Tyler, because this is your brainchild.
though. Seems legit.
Yeah.
When he said he checked out the.
I mean, if it's there in the book,
It's in the book.
If it's in the guide, you know.
Lawson, check that out.
Okay,
Lawson.
Lawson, we'll double check that. But I think it seems legit.
I hear
but
it's a hard book to find, but it is possible.
Yeah, well, it seems legit, but we'll get our fact checker to check on that. So
there you go. So,
thanks, Daniel.
Thank you very much. Next one is coming to us from Alan from Stitcher saying, "Hey guys, no, I am not Seth. Alan is my real name. I've only drank the Kali aid and become a Kaliver. I'm with Tyler on Robo Brian, and Rye Baxel has become one of my favorite teams recently because of their chemistry as of late. Great job as always."
How has Seth gotten himself over at all these
I
people?
have no idea. He was the most hated man. Guys, remember what he said about Tex-Mex. We cannot forget.
Well, we don't know what the newer listeners thinks about Tex-Mex. So.
That's true.
But I guess before you know it, there's going to be a Seth podcast.
My God, this is becoming out of hand. We might have to try and put a stop to
He
it.
definitely has a little cult going on.
Yeah, he's got his little followers, Kalievers, whatever.
I like that though.
No, stop encouraging it, Tyler. No.
I'm pretty sure Alan is a real person too.
Yes.
He just said it, but that could be bullshit.
He says that he's not. But
No, I believe that Alan's a real person too.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the Tina person is a real person, but I'm pretty sure
paid
Seth
off
put her
by
up to-
Seth.
Right.
Yeah. He's got some dirt over.
Bad Pants is a total catfish account. Mm-hmm. That's Seth.
Yeah, I figured that one out during the Twitch.
It's
live
exactly what
streaming.
he would have said.
Yeah. Typical Bad Pants.
I don't know why I'm laughing at it.
Next bit of feedback we have is from Steven Jones saying Robot Kali versus Robot Daniel Bryan for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
That's tough, but Daniel Bryan to win, he could chop down trees. So
Yeah.
he's
Not a
And
question.
with a robotic arm,
he wasn't
telling.
posing a question. He was just making a demand.
He was
to make a demand though?
it's one of those book events.
If he could chop down trees by himself and he's not a robot, think what he could do when he's like a cyborg. He could
and
chop down
that would allow more people in the cyborg division with Kali being in
cyborg
it.
division, a cyborg title.
Yeah. The internet title. So thank you for the feedback. Next bit of feedback we have is from Bad Pants, a.k.a. more than likely Seth Rickson.
Catfishing Seth Rickson.
Yeah, great podcast. I am glad that I finally found a wrestling podcast that does not make fun of Kali. It is great that you guys treat him with such respect. He is a nice guy that gives his all to entertain us.
I'm gonna start a Seth Rickson parody Twitter account.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start
Catfishing Seth Rickson.
Reth Sixon.
It's gonna be a Seth Rickson role playing account.
Reth Sixon.
Yeah.
Sounds good. So, which by the way, Lana WWE's legs
follows us now.
No, still doesn't follow.
What the fuck? Get on that.
It only follows Lana. That's the only person.
Oh, okay.
Because it follows Lana wherever she goes.
Right.
Because it's her legs that doesn't.
We can create a
tweet as her
Lana
legs.
WNS
but
podcast
did favorite
page.
another one of our tweets, so that was nice.
Are you using a hashtag or he's just finding these?
Just finding them. I'm using WWE and Raw for the hashtags.
So he's just scrolling through.
Just
those.
looking for people
What-
talking about Lana.
So what's
Right.
going on with Paige's ass?
I don't know. I haven't looked lately. So
So Lana's legs doesn't follow Paige's ass either.
I don't believe so.
Just Lana, huh?
Yeah, just Lana.
It makes sense.
Yeah, it would. So
They need to do something about I don't know how you put it, like Jeff Jarrett's D's nuts or something like that.
We could be Kali's chin.
Kali's chin.
stop encouraging
Or
this.
Kali's bull. I don't know.
Kali's war cry
Wow.
at ba.com. Final bit of feedback we have is from 8 Luke S.
Babyface Luke.
Yeah.
Also a drinker of the Kool-Aid. I'm pretty sure he's a real person and not Seth, though.
Yes. 8 Luke S says, who would win out of Brian and Wyatt? Kali, obviously. Hashtag push Kali. Seth is just a messenger. Kali is love. Kali is life. Hashtag follow the Kalis.
No Kali, no peace. No Kali, no peace.
So this is just getting out of hand already.
Is it? Is it?
It's already gotten out of hand. And the fact that you guys encourage it just makes it worse. The fact that I can't sway either of you to go 2/3
Pro Kali.
anti-Kali.
Look, we're like John Cena. We're not going to change how we are
Yeah.
just because the crowd's acting all fucked up.
Never give up.
Also, loyalty, respect.
And a lot of people respect Kali.
Walk, chop, bah. There you go.
Vice grip.
Vice grip. Yeah. could do something like that. So thanks for the feedback, all you Callevers or whatever y'all want to call yourself.
Callevers.
Oh, God. So
Leaving the ball.
let's dive on into Raw. Kicking off things.
That was like much less Kali and way more.
Oh,
Sorry. I got those mixed up.
turned down for what? So, but Raw coming to us from London this week. It was a pre-tape show.
Did Ben went to the Raw and he went to SmackDown?
And SmackDown, yes.
Cool.
So having all kinds of fun.
I have a question.
Okay.
When they're in the UK,
Yes.
does it air live there, or do they still have to go home and wait till like 3 a.m. to watch it?
I don't know. That's a good question. We'll have to ask Ben if he watched it. So, I would assume that it would air at its normal time.
That sucks.
Yeah. You'd be like, oh, look, there we are. Let's watch it in 5 hours.
It's like, fuck it. I already saw it live. I'm not going to stay up to watch it.
Yeah. But, I heard there was a lot of editing as far as audio-wise, especially like during the Stephanie McMahon promo, that there was a huge CM Punk chant that broke out, and they completely edited it out. But
Can't have that.
Nah, I guess not. So,
I'm okay with that.
yeah. But we kick things off with the opening segment or whatever. Raw gets interrupted by Bray Wyatt standing in the middle of the ring, delivering a promo, talking about what it was like growing up and how his teacher was rude to him and said he was evil. She could see how evil he was. And
Demon Bray Wyatt.
Demon Bray Wyatt, that's right. And Bray Wyatt basically saying, I am evil. But, I'm
Does he see no evil?
See no evil, starring Kane. It was an excellent promo. Very good mic work. And he tagged it on to the last man standing match between he and John Cena. So at least, we can say, well, what is he really trying to say? Well, he's, talking about how evil he can be, and then, he's going to be the last man standing no matter what. But that prompted John Cena's music to hit. Harper and Rowan go to the outside, and Cena sneaks up behind and delivers an AA to Bray Wyatt. So what did you guys think about this, the opening segment?
Well, I had a lot of problems with it. I don't know if Bray himself writes his promos or someone from the writing team writes his promos, or if it's a collaborative effort, but there's a couple of things I wish they would figure out. He seems to want to be okay. He mentions in this promo that he is just evil. And I'm paraphrasing here, but he's evil. He sort of like likens himself to just a force of nature where he's evil. He just exists as evil because without evil there is no good. Without good there is no evil. He's there to balance out the world.
Right.
So he makes himself to be out some sort of like force of nature. And then he also in this promo talks about coming up as a child and how he feels he was mistreated or abused or whatever he's getting at in a way that he became evil, or he was sort of he transformed into something evil over time. To me that contradicts each other. You can't just exist if your motivation as a character to me is that you can either just exist because evil exists, because without it there is no good, and it just balances the world out. I think that's fine if you just want to go that route, but you can't play that off of I've been created or I've transformed into something evil, because I think it contradicts each other. To me it's sort of like they want him to be Joker and like Magneto at like the same time. Which I don't think that's a line that you can straddle. In the sense that or at least like movie Joker, where Alfred gives him the speech where he's like, some guys just want to see, the world burn or whatever. And that's to me just saying some guys are just evil. There is no rhyme or reason. You can't figure it out. And I liken that to the part where he says he just exists as evil to balance out the world.
Right.
like the Magneto stuff, I kind of like, there's sort of like a transformation happened. Like Magneto was wrong. There is the whole concentration, there's the whole like concentration camp stuff. There's the whole, his people were, mistreated and he's standing up for his people, but he's so like overcome with like a need for vengeance that he becomes an extremist and he takes it too far. And maybe he's sympathetic in the beginning because you can see where he was wronged and where he was coming from, but then he's blinded by like his need to
revolutionize,
right? So he takes it too far and then he becomes not a good guy anymore, right? It doesn't matter how good your intentions are after a certain point,
right?
So I feel like they're trying to butt these two things up against each other, and I don't think you can play it both ways. I think you pick one or the other,
right?
And still, I've been saying this for a long time now, but he still hasn't, to my satisfaction, said what his problem with Cena is. He sort of said, like, even in this promo, he mentions that you have a plastic smile and, sort of saying, well, you put on this front as a hero, but everyone hates you. Like, everyone around you hates you.
He's saying things that he doesn't like about him. Not
right.
Just give him why he, I guess, like, why he truly...
Well, from my understanding of his promo work is that his thing with Cena is he likens him to a false idol or a fake person or someone who's smiling in all these people's faces that hate him. And his problem with him is that he's fake. But I mean, Cena rebuttal to that was like, I am who I am. And no matter what these people say, this is who I am. I don't change about, they have the right to say what they want to say. And I don't have to change just because of that. And to me, that's a perfectly fine rebuttal. And it's actually a good rebuttal. But then Bray hasn't said anything after that. So if he doesn't have a comeback to that rebuttal for why he doesn't like Cena anymore, then that's like kind of a shitty character to me. Like, you're a shitty foe if you can't rebuttal the first thing that he comes back with you at. Then what is your motivation? Why do you really not like him? And this kind of stuff I think can fly in like week 1 of a feud, week 2 of a feud, maybe even 3 weeks in. But we're in month 3 of this feud, and he hasn't established, to my liking, why he hates this man.
I think just this whole feud together has failed. Just because it's, like you said, they don't take from the steel cage match that they had. It was supposed to be Cena's last chance to stop Bray Wyatt from getting the message out. And he was going to do whatever he could to stop that. And instead, he tries to run away and climb out of the cage. He didn't try and just stop the message inside the cage. And then they had the whole confusion thing with the kids, and just, they found something that got the crowd excited with the kids singing and all that, and they just lost focus because of that. They're like, oh, let's have a kid, sing in front of the stairs, and that'll creep Cena out because, here, the kids are my fans. And then they're just like, oh crap, well now where do we go? I don't know. It's just...
Well, I mean, to touch on what you're talking about with the cage stuff, I did not like that about Cena. I don't think that was the right approach to take.
Exactly.
Because I don't like that from a babyface. But as far as the feud as a whole, it's not Cena's role to establish the drama and the conflict in this. It's Bray, because all Cena's is justified in saying, these guys targeted me because they initiated it. They targeted me on 2 occasions, and then they started trying to like badmouth me and turn the people who do like me against me.
Yeah.
Which he already acknowledges that some people like him and some people don't. But that's all he has to say.
Yeah.
It's not his job to further the feud. Like, Bray has to. It's Bray's job to establish a reason that he doesn't like him at this point. And I don't mean literally Bray Wyatt and literally John Cena. I mean whoever is writing this, whoever has this input. You know what I mean?
And I think what happened is that whoever was in charge of developing the character watched what happened at WrestleMania, because Bray didn't start singing Whole World in His Hands. That was on Harper's jacket. And so the people started singing it and swaying and going along with it. And then Bray kind of took it in, and then he started singing it, So it wasn't anything that was given out by Bray. So they were like, oh, listen to the crowd, how they're reacting for Bray Wyatt. Let's have him sing that now, and let's get some kids to do it. So they took where he was going and completely sideswiped it to go somewhere else, and it's not working.
I don't have so much a problem with them like playing off of something that caught on, but that can't be the only thing that they're doing.
Because his original intent was to get the monster that's inside, John Cena to appear. Show me that rage. To show people that he's not Mr. Nice Guy. He's intense, but we know that there's something darker within.
But why? But I mean, why does it matter
to show the world?
But why does it matter to him to show the world? Is what I'm saying.
But
I mean, I'm saying like that. Right. That's a perfectly valid story if Bray can explain why he needs to show the world John Cena is not the guy he says he is.
Basically, to say, don't believe this guy. I've shown these people the truth, so they should follow me. He's trying to get the people to turn.
But he doesn't say that. Him. He says, well, I'm just evil because evil exists to balance out the good in the world. And this stuff about my teacher when I was, he doesn't say that. Mm-hmm. So it's not a story. It's not.
I said, they got so derailed, and then he'll go out and cut this amazing mic work, but
he's a good speaker, but he's not saying anything.
Right. And it's just, then all he has to do is just sing. And he's not a very good singer, but he just goes out and sings.
Yeah, but him being a bad singer works for his character.
Yeah.
Also, to be cryptic.
I would be perfectly fine with him if he just stuck with I'm the Joker. I mean, I don't literally need him to say I'm the Joker. If he just took on I'm fine, I'm just exist because evil exists in the world. Because without evil, there is no good. If he just said that, if he's just there to fuck everything up, that's all the explanation I need.
Yeah.
But they're trying to make it more than that or add to that, and to me it contradicts like the other stuff, and and it just makes things too messy.
Yeah,
trying to do too much at once.
Mm-hmm. And it becomes a cluster, and it's been a feud that's drawn out for so long. Like, how many more times
for it to end?
Yeah, how many more times are we going to see Cena versus Harper and Cena versus Harper and Rowan?
2 more months.
Yeah.
I think Cena and Harper work pretty well together.
They do.
I can't invest myself in this feud though because they won't give me what I need to invest. They won't establish motivation.
Yeah. So it's just kind of crazy. I don't know where they're going, but looking forward to the end. But next up, we got to see Paul Heyman come out with Cesaro, cut a promo, tease the fans, do his shtick about Brock Lesnar and The Undertaker. And that led into Cesaro going up against Sheamus for the opening contest. This I felt was a very strong matchup. I'd like to see these guys, have a longer match, be able to throw more out there. But these guys put on a good matchup. Sheamus ended up getting a victory off of the distraction from Paul Heyman, and that's something we don't normally see. But I don't like that. It makes Sheamus seem like he can be easily distracted for a loss, But Cesaro ended up getting the win with a German suplex, went into a bridge. That's something we definitely haven't seen in a while. As far as a finish goes, we haven't seen a German suplex do that. But
since what? Kurt Angle?
Maybe. But after the matchup, Sheamus offered a handshake saying, "Hey man, you got me on that one." And Cesaro does the little sly, too cool for you.
He is too cool for him.
Yeah. So, but what did you guys think about the matchup and the handshake unshook?
I left and I came back and I saw the German suplex, which I liked.
Yeah.
And yeah, Cesaro's too cool for Sheamus.
How about you, Doug?
It was a good match. I appreciate the effort they're putting into not only crowd control, like Cesaro's reaction as a heel, but also, I guess, try to make him actually act like a heel. He did a lot of stalling. He powdered maybe 4 times before they got down to business. He took about 4 powders, and I thought for a minute it seemed like the fans were pretty irritated by it, and I thought, I don't know, like, I'm not saying he needs to do like Zabisco-esque stalling or anything, but
get in the ring.
But I appreciate the effort to be booed. I want a heel to try to be booed, and I think that will, in the right crowds, that will get under people's skin and will work to his advantage.
Yeah,
and I appreciate the effort.
They were originally or at least through a majority of the match, they were solidly behind Cesaro.
Well, I think in this day and age, one of the only surefire ways to get a heel reaction is to deny the people good athletic wrestling, and if they know that you're capable of it but you're not doing it, it's almost like pisses them off. So I appreciate that. I don't have a problem with Sheamus being distracted because I think it plays into building Cesaro as a true heel.
Yeah,
which that was what I would like.
Take advantage of any situation.
Right. I don't know. There are guys who do German suplexes, not as a finish, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it was intended to be established as a finisher, though. I think it was just a
one-time
thing. Right. But I mean, like, you know,
and that's something that I think we need more of, you know, because we've had for too many years now the finisher where people kick out of. You know, you don't see just a normal, you know, I mean, you see the roll-ups every once in a while, but, you know, how often do you see just a good bridge pin or, you know, some other kind of pin that's not the finisher, you know? I think we should see more of this. I think we should kind of go a little more back to basics so that the finishers have more meaning rather than just a weekly, oh, that's, you know, that's the end. So, oh, no, he didn't because he kicked out 3 more times. So, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Someone needs to bring it back.
Bring it back.
Or a group of people.
Yeah. So, what did you think about the little sly under the hand?
Oh, I was into it.
Yeah. I was cracking up at that.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, got a little swag to him. But yeah, so Cesaro ends up getting the win. Takes us into the next matchup. Big E going up against Ryback in a Beat the Clock challenge. And I know we've had the discussion on the show a few times about the Beat the Clock challenge, how there's a lack of urgency and they seem to be just going through the motions of a regular match. I felt like they changed it up a little bit. They showed a little more urgency tonight, or, you know, for this Raw. How about you guys? Did y'all feel?
They seemed a little faster for this match, Big E and Ryback.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on the match. Specifically this match, they did make an effort to make more pinfall attempts, but I didn't feel. But I think there's a difference between making pinfall attempts and conveying urgency.
Mm-hmm.
I really didn't feel like there was much urgency to what they were doing. But they did make, you know, an increased amount of pinfall attempts, so I guess that was their effort.
Yeah.
But it just really wasn't what I think this type of match.
Fast offense, just da-da-da-da-da.
It's not just fast offense. It's just that you're doing things that you think are gonna end the match.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, like taking unnecessary like bounces off the ropes and stuff. Like, do you need to, you know, hit both sides of the ropes? And so it's just stuff, little things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay. But the first matchup was Big E going up against Ryback. Big E gets the win. Anything to take away from the matchup? Just a
Not
short
much.
5-minute matchup. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it was pretty fast, especially for these two. You expect sort of a slower paced matchup between the two muscle guys. But that takes us into R-Truth and Naomi looking to go up against Fandango and Layla, but it does not happen
I
due
was
to
into him coming out in the Funkadactyls. They were all doing the dance moves together.
Yeah.
I was into that.
saying the what's up. So, but this match did not happen due to Summer Rae coming out, and she ended up kissing Fandango and attacking Layla. So is she fighting for Fandango's love, or is she just, what's the deal with that? What's going on? You guys watch Total Divas. What's the deal?
Well, we missed the past 2 weeks,
Oh.
and there was nothing on it about this week. So,
So
I don't know. It feels like weird because this setup, if you set up a feud in this way, it seems like the payoff is that Summer and him get back together. But why would you have this whole thing just to put them back to where you started from? You know what I mean?
Right.
So we'll just have to see where it goes. We haven't seen enough to make much comment.
Okay.
But it does seem very weird.
And she's a bird.
Bird, yes.
She's
Bird
a bird.
law. So next up, we got to see Daniel
Hey, that's
Bryan's
mean.
music.
That's mean. What if people called you some sort of animal?
He's a bear.
Call me some.
God damn, I forgot about that.
So,
We call him that on a weekly basis.
Yeah, but he doesn't look like a bear.
what I look like?
Scruff McGruff.
No.
You look like a bird.
I'll take
You
it.
bird.
Bird.
What if she's really sensitive about that?
No, I'll
She's
apologize.
probably not.
Yeah.
She's probably used to it.
She probably goes to like comic conventions and people mistake her from the girl from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And they're, bird.
Or be like, hey, D.
It's
And I was
not
like,
me.
He's like, hey, D. Like, that's not D.
Yeah.
Sweet D.
Sweet,
Sweet
D.
D. Yeah. Joke's on me. But yeah, we hear Daniel Bryan's music. Crowd goes absolutely insane, which is strange because, you know, he just had neck surgery.
Yeah, why would you
so
really think so? Oh, no. I know he's not coming out, but it's his music.
yes. So and Stephanie McMahon comes out, chanting the yes, and yeah, getting quite the
Bitch on
boos.
stage.
Yeah. So she comes out and says that if she wanted to, she could strip Daniel Bryan of the title and give it to Triple H or Batista
Or Wade Barrett.
or Wade Barrett, and the fans seem to get all behind that. So
What was
Wade,
it? They're like,
way to
I
just-
got some. Oh, let me play it for you.
yeah,
I got some bad news.
bad news, bad news, bad news, bad news, bad news.
I like how she did a really bad impression of him.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news. That wasn't what she sounded like, but still terrible. Yeah, way to go, fans, for just dumping on Daniel Bryan on that one when she mentioned Wade Barrett. But anyways, whatever. But basically, she wants Daniel Bryan to surrender the title next week. And they did say that Daniel Bryan had successful neck surgery, but he's still, going to be out for, probably 5 or 6 weeks.
He better be at Raw.
Yeah. He has to be at Raw to surrender the title. I think this is going to probably bring out Brie, and then Stephanie's going to put her in some sort of matchup to defend for, it's like, oh, you have to face Tamina Snuka, and if you win, then Bryan keeps the title, and if you lose, then he has to surrender it or something. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I don't think they're going to do that.
No?
I can't see that.
I hope they.
I hope they don't, but I can see it happening.
Oh, it would suck if you had to drop the titles.
Mm-hmm. So will Daniel Bryan have to drop the title? I think that's the question.
I don't know. It seems like the surgery was successful.
Mm-hmm. And they've already had a video with him responding to Triple H saying, "Oh, he couldn't hang." And
but he did also say that he wasn't opposed to vacating the titles because it would be what the fans deserve. He said he would fight for them again, which is a good scrappy babyface thing to say. I like that about it.
yeah,
Are they actually going to vacate? I don't know. I think it just depends on exactly how long he's going to be out. If they think they can go a month and a half more without a title match, I don't know.
especially with a pay-per-view right around
Right.
special event right around the corner.
Well, they're calling it. They called it pay-per-view like twice on air. So I don't know.
But yeah, so we'll have to see where that plays out next week. Next up, we got to see the Union Jacks come out and get a very warm ovation as Heath Slater went up against Rusev and get completely destroyed. And Lana was there as well.
A great leader, Putin.
Yeah, I got a nice boo from that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Anything selling you guys on Rusev?
We haven't seen a real. We haven't seen him in anything other than squash matches
Yeah.
and the Rumble, which doesn't count.
Right. So, anyways, Rusev gets the quick victory over Heath Slater, and that takes us backstage to a Shield promo, basically talking about the nasty cut that Roman Reigns suffered during the weekend during a live
That's
a
nothing.
live event. Yeah, nine stitches, and basically saying, "Is that all you got?" 'Cause, I'm still standing. So, talking about the upcoming match between Rollins and Batista. So, pretty good stuff. The next matchup, we got to see RVD going up against Alberto Del Rio in the Beat the Clock challenge. RVD got the victory via roll-up. I feel like there was some miscommunications from these guys during the matchup. There was supposed to be like a rolling thunder that did not happen. And I don't know.
I guess what it looked like to me is that Del Rio didn't have the proper spacing from the ropes for him to get what he needed, the distance he needed.
Yeah.
I don't know. He looked like he went for it twice and he didn't hit it either time.
Yeah. And he was just like, screw it. I'll just jump and do it.
Right.
But, yeah, very, very odd. But RVD does end up getting the victory, and he becomes the new Beat the Clock leader. So, yeah, it was another just short matchup.
They did a lot of early on, the first few minutes, they did a lot of aggressive pin attempts, but basically, I mean, just once they knew they needed to stall for some time, he grabbed the chin lock and sat down on it. I don't think you can do a rest hold in a match like this. It doesn't work psychology wise for me.
They're like, we're going too fast.
It's not like he went for. I don't know, if you watch like MMA, like submissions actually go pretty fast if they actually have it applied correctly. So it wasn't like one of those, like, I really caught him with this and I knew I can get a finish out of it. Like, he just like a chin lock, like a plain ass chin lock. He took his time and he sat down in the middle of the ring and it just looked like Russ hold, there was no urgency to it. He didn't look like he even thought he could finish him from that position. So I don't know, other than we know we have to stall for time here.
Yeah.
Why you would do that.
No sense of urgency.
Which is why I just don't care for these Beat the Clock challenges.
Yeah.
Because they do their shit and then they're like, well, we got to kill some time, so we're going to grab a rest hold. And it just really kills the gimmick. I mean.
Yep. So, anywho, RVD ends up getting the victory and becomes the new leader for the Clock. That takes us into the next matchup. Seth Rollins going up against Batista. And it was supposed to be authoritative figures are only allowed at the ring. So Triple H, allows himself to be the special guest special announcer.
No Evolution, no members of Shield and Evolution.
Right. Only people who are, authoritative can be at the ring. I mean, the commentators, timekeeper, etc. So Triple H decides, hey, I'll make myself special announcer.
I believe they said official personnel or something like that.
Yeah, that's what it was. And
something like that.
Yeah. And he made Randy Orton official timekeeper. And so Rollins was like, I figured you guys would do something like that, which is why we've got special guest commentators, Ambrose and Reigns. And so they come down and join the commentary team and have their match, and it ends up Rollins getting the victory via disqualification, and then a brawl ensues. So what did you guys think about the matchup?
I thought it was entertaining. My focus was, all the stuff they were doing, but my focus was kind of like on Dean Ambrose.
On commentary.
Shut up, JBL. Or, he was really, promoting, Seth Rollins and stuff. But it's just so cool to see, I know, the Shield's coming up and all that stuff, but they're, pretty much even, kind of like an even match for them,
Yeah.
I feel like at times. And, I know that they're, trying to help them, put them over and all that stuff. But
yeah, that's one thing I do like about the Shield is that Rollins and Ambrose are both, take nothing away from these guys. They could easily kick our ass, and they have kicked our ass. But we're still up for some more punishment,
Yeah.
So,
it's like they can go against, because, they can make it believable and stuff, but, Seth was going against Batista, and, a lot of people would think, Batista would totally destroy him and all that stuff, but they're
holding his own.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Doug?
The match was good before it broke down, and I don't know. I always kind of cringe when they do the whole, I also have the ace in my sleeve.
Yeah.
But at least, I don't know if it was improv or scripted out that way, but at least Ambrose made the cover where he's like, oh, yeah, you don't believe us? Go ask Brad Maddox. And they're like, yeah, you're wrong. Right? And they're like, so at least I thought that I like that he had that in his back pocket. I don't know if that was improv or what, but I'm
more
glad.
than likely, because people were like, wait a minute, how, who authorized it because Triple H certainly didn't.
Right. But I'm glad that he had an answer because
Yeah.
it would have come off real shitty if he couldn't answer that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I was cool. I mean, it was a good match.
Yeah. And I like the brawl. These guys have some pretty good chemistry together. So, expect another good matchup. And their matchup has been deemed a 6-person, no-holds-barred elimination match.
What holds are currently barred in the WWE?
Are you reading Lance Storm there?
No, but it's just like one of those things we always talk about.
He posted the same thing. Low blows, eye rakes, maybe hurting their fingers. I don't know.
No small joint lock.
No, yeah.
Well, it's just like what we always talk about. They put these stipulations.
What's the difference between a street fight and a no holds barred and a
not
no
a
DQ
goddamn
match?
thing?
Yeah, exactly. And a last man standing match. The only difference is you got to count to 10 on that one. That match is just gonna drag. I hate. Out of all the matches that out of all the matches that there are, probably a last man standing match is the one I like the least. Just because it drags on and on and on. And it's always, 1, 2.
The problem with the
7.
problem with the
Stands
last
up.
man standing, they're anticlimactic. If something big happens to finish, you still have to wait like 10 seconds before.
Exactly. And so it's like they get up to 8, the guy's still unconscious. They get to 9, the guy pops up and stands up. Okay, he's good to go. 1 punch to the face, he's back down. 1, 2, and it's like, good Lord, we gotta wait another 30 seconds before they do anything. It's just, it just drives me nuts. But I don't know. I don't know. It's just something about the way that Cena sells that I just don't like. But it's whatever. We'll give our predictions whenever the time comes for that. I believe next week is when we have to do that. So anywho, next up we got to see the very strange Alicia Fox going up against the Divas champion Paige. Surprising win for Alicia Fox.
Yeah.
So
and they say, well, she went crazy again, but I don't know what she's doing.
She's developing. Clue. She's getting people talking. That's all you can really ask for, right? She's getting a reaction from the crowd.
Yeah.
She's pouring drinks all over herself.
She's like this.
Yeah. Did she do that?
No.
Oh.
She needs to do the Carlton.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah.
So.
Get permission from her husband.
What did you think about the matchup? Meh.
I mean,
Doug? Meh. It was a short match.
It was, yeah. There wasn't much to it, and it wasn't particularly good.
Yeah.
I guess the stuff they're doing with her that make she has to get a win. I guess that's gonna be her next.
She's gonna be in a
for the
title
pay-per-view,
match
yeah.
at Payback because they don't have anyone else at the moment.
You could tell King was like, "What the get?" He actually said, "Bring my crown back over here." But she slung that guy's drink all over the crown and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I bet he was like, "What in the fuck?"
Never again.
JBL, how'd you get your hat back?
Yeah. You think that's his only one? So the next matchup, we got to see Dolph Ziggler going up against Mark Henry in a Beat the Clock challenge. And this one ended up being a no contest after neither opponent could finish in the allotted time. So
this was super bad.
Yeah.
This was real bad.
Yeah.
Mark did so. Man, God, I love you, Mark, and I hate to like talk bad about you, but man, like, you can't just like look at the clock in there and be like, and shrug your shoulders. I know you're a big dude and you don't want to get in and out of the ring.
I don't give a fuck.
But don't look at the clock and be like, get him in the ring. No, you got to go and get him and put him back in the ring.
The reason why he didn't do it is because he took too much time to have fun with the fans.
Right.
Unlike what he did for you.
Yeah.
Man, yeah.
But like, I
That's
don't know.
some bull.
Well, he was a heel whenever I touched him. He had every right. He should have broken my hand off.
Damn. You're willing to make the sacrifice, huh?
Well,
Sue you,
I'd rather
motherfucker.
that than all this bullshit out fans like, no.
Hey man, throw me your shirt.
But I don't know. Man, I love Mark Henry, but this just was not good.
Yeah.
And it was not just his fault. I mean, he's
Poor booking.
Yeah. Well, they didn't put a good match together. Ziggler didn't do anything good. Henry didn't do anything good. And I don't like how the match just stops if you don't beat the clock.
Yeah.
A win and a loss is still a win and a loss, right?
Who gets the winner's purse?
Right.
I never talk about that anymore.
Come on, man.
Put some importance into the match, damn it.
Don't just stop the fucking match.
Yeah. So, whatever. So RVD ends up winning the Beat the Clock challenge, and he was attacked by Bad News Barrett, who says, "I'm afraid I've got some bad news. No, Bloody Yank is going to beat me for the title." Blech. So there you go.
This is the equivalent of like Hacksaw Jim Duggan saying USA or something like that.
Yeah.
It was cheap ass cheap shit. Which is, but I mean, I don't know. This is like when in the USA when like the American dude tries to rally against the foreign heel and he just wants like,
or anytime they go to like Canada or something like that.
Yeah, I mean people speak about. I mean, he sounds eloquent when he talks, but I mean, I don't know. Is he really a good promo? I don't know. We'll see if he's a good promo. This is just like cheap heat to me.
Yeah.
He just played to. But I guess it's fine to play to them
And
because
they play the theme that was also used by British Bulldog.
Yeah, I like his normal theme a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Why was this his only use on the show?
That's a very good question.
I know they did some dark main event stuff with him,
Yeah,
but still,
like he knocked out Triple H or something.
Yeah,
like that.
which is I guess they don't want to do that on air, but
No.
but I mean, I don't know. Like if you want him to connect with the crowd while he's there, put him on the fucking show. Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this was just some cheap ass shit that didn't come off very well to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe they really get off for people saying bloody Yanks.
Did you see the spoilers for SmackDown? Did they use him on SmackDown?
I glanced at the spoilers, but I didn't pay too much attention. I know that Bo Dallas made his debut there, which is weird.
I don't know. I just rolled my eyes at this like I roll my eyes at when they do some bullshit fake patriotism USA shit. I think it's the same thing. I roll my eyes at both. It's not just a UK thing, guys. I roll my eyes when they do it here too.
You just have to believe.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I mean it was cheap.
Yep. So next up we got to see Renee Young asking for Adam Rose and the crowd going absolutely insane, chanting along.
Still not like completely bonded, but we haven't seen that much.
Yeah, it was very, very strange.
He's fake British, right?
Yes.
Okay. I was like, why do they? I was like, why do they like?
He's trying to be Russell Brand.
Right. So I was like, what? I was like, at first it didn't connect. I was like, oh, that dude's British that he's pretending to be or whatever. I was like, okay, I got you. That's why they love him.
And they're like, what is a rosebud? It's not to be a lemon.
Hey, look, I'm not gonna. I think he pulls the character off just fine. I just didn't know why they particularly loved him. You know,
right? But I was referring more to his answers. It's like they weren't actually like.
But he's supposed to be a dumb rock guy.
I suppose, yeah.
Like Russell Brand's kind of a schmo, right?
It's party time all the time. Where's my cheeseburger? There's my cheeseburger. His name is Clint.
I
sort of like the character.
This is gonna sound bad, but my mom she sat down while I was watching it, and she's like, "Is he a sissy?" I was like, "What? What?"
Wow.
I don't know. Like, I don't know.
I just gotta see more from him.
Wait until you see his matches. I saw a couple of his matches on NXT, and they're just short. They're short matches. It's all about the entrance. But
right.
I guess they're actually trying to develop his character
it's different,
a little bit.
But like, did you see anything when he was Leo Kruger?
No, I did not.
Is he? Is Russell Brand like? He seems unbearable. Is he actually a smart guy, or is Russell Brand a dumbass?
He is actually smart. What they're trying to do is Russell Brand get him to the Greek.
Okay, right.
And forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Okay,
like
yeah,
the characters that he played
right.
in that movie. That's what they're trying to make him be.
Yeah, I think he does a good job of pulling that off. Though.
Yeah. So he's just a party guy.
I don't know how much legs that has.
No.
But he's doing a good job, right?
Mm-hmm. And I know there was like a story that came out over the weekend. I think it was like Kayfabe News or something like that. And they were like, what is Adam Rose's sucker actually made of? And it's like, oh, could it be like LSD or something? You know, like what's he tripping on and make him, hear the sitar and all that. So, but yeah, he basically says, "Don't be a lemon" to Swagger and Zeb Coulter, and Zeb's looking like he wants to tussle a little bit, and Swagger takes it upon himself to yell at the cheeseburger and the other people and
sucker punch him.
Sucker punch, yeah, Rose, and then Rose gets the one up on Swagger, so it looks like we're building towards payback. So, yeah. Anything else from that?
Not really. I mean,
yeah. Who is that bunny? But
different people.
Party bunny. But yeah, so that takes us into the main event of the evening. John Cena going up against Harper. This match ended up in a disqualification. The Usos were on Cena's side. The rest of the Wyatt family were on Harper's side. But the Wyatt family decides to take out the Usos and attack John Cena, causing a disqualification. Then they bring him up to the top of the stage and count to 10, signifying the last man standing match. So, what did y'all think about the matchup?
it wasn't nearly as good as their first encounter, but it was decent.
Yeah. How about you, Tyler?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. So, different way to close out Raw, I guess. I don't know. Anytime with these last man standing
You think
matches.
Cena felt like he had to throw the Hurricane Run out there because Harper busted one out?
Maybe. Probably.
It's like,
He's like, oh, I can't be outdone by this guy. I mean, yeah, he's bigger than me, but I can't, if he can do it, I got to do it, right? So,
Who can do the best Hurricane?
yeah. And so now, with much anticipation, 2 weeks gone, we now get this.
And now, Total Divas with Doug and Tyler. Mostly Doug.
No wonder people call you fat on Twitter.
Shut up! I have to say, I feel like a real diva.
You are a grown-ass woman.
Brie had a bachelor party. The end. Bachelor party. The end. The end.
Hey, guess what? Brie mode! Which is nothing, just people just shouting Brie mode the whole time.
Yep.
She even shouts it in her match now.
So
Well, isn't that what she refers to her finish as now? I don't know.
So they were all getting prepared to go to, or was it Mexico?
Cabo.
But before all that, they had a little talk between Summer Rae and Eva. And what did Eva say? Is because Eva's like, "Are you going to Cabo?" And it's like, "Yeah, everyone's going except you." So
they broke up. I don't know how.
they broke up because we
missed last
yeah.
week, but so they're not together anymore. They're not buddies. I don't know why. They hate each other now.
Yeah. So what this episode focused on
Was Brie's bachelorette party.
Brie-
Everything's centered around that.
Brie, Nikki, and Eva, and then also what's it called? Trinity was not there because she her eye.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Basically, everybody on the trip was at Brie's bachelorette party, except for Trinity, who was getting her eye looked at,
And Summer Rae.
and Summer Rae, who
Was
everyone
invited.
hates.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically the whole thing was them partying it up, which did consist of a lot of people saying Brie mode a lot, like Tyler mentioned, and then no one doing anything remotely Brie mode-ish.
There's just tons of drinks. They
were drinking in a pool, and no one got
pool
crazy.
at a
all.
house, and they went to another place. I think they just went to different places and stuff. And
Yeah, no one got crazy. They just said Brie mode a bunch. Nothing happened.
some of
What's her
Nikki's
name?
friends
Eva
came.
Marie. Yeah, they're all their friends came. Eva Marie is a recovering alcoholic, and it was a big plot point this week that she came off genuinely sympathetic, and she didn't want to make a big deal about it, and put the attention on herself instead of it was Brie's weekend, and she wanted
Yeah.
it to be about her, but she was tempted by all the alcohol.
She kind of broke down.
She kind of broke down. She kind of left, and then they confronted her about it. She sort of spilled the beans, and they kind of all bonded over it.
Which, that was cool that they bonded, but, she should have told them from the beginning so she wouldn't have to go through, the breakdown and all that stuff. But
Well, she said that she felt it was important for her to go because they're bonding or whatever. They're getting closer. So I can understand why she would go.
Nikki and I don't know which one said Nikki or Brie, but they were saying that they didn't like Eva Marie when she first started, but now they
didn't. She was the Summer Rae whenever she first came on, but now Summer Rae's the new Summer Rae.
Summer Rae's the new Summer Rae.
Or I guess the first, but or I guess maybe she's the second Eva. I don't know. But the other thing is, Natalia Natty was kind of like, hey, we should go swim with dolphins and play putt-putt and stuff like that. Everyone's like,
board games.
Yeah, you're fucking nuts about
you're an old lady. Take off those granny panties and put on a thong.
Yeah, something like that. And basically, there is a scene where Nikki's in like a jacuzzi or something. She's talking about it. She's like, I bet John's gonna ask you to marry him one day. And she's like, nope. The only ring I'm getting is when I was like the one I got when I was like 20 or whatever. And she's like, shut up. You had not been married before. And she was like, yep, I've been married. And basically they talk about she got married to her high school sweetheart for like 3 years. They got it annulled but
it was weird. It was like something they were like they never moved in or something or whatever, and they got married.
It was like a Vegas thing.
They never talked to each other after that.
Yeah,
that's weird.
And then like 3 years later they realized they needed to get a annulled or divorced. I don't think you can get annulled after 3 years. I think that's
it's a few months, right?
Yeah,
or is it a year?
Like I don't know what it is.
Then also Brie got mad because she told Natty and all that stuff, and then now after that they thought Natty's like, oh no, Natty's gonna tell everybody. So okay, he's like, I need to come clean and tell my family, and then tell John.
Yeah, she's like, I love Natty, but she's got a big mouth.
So
so they basically like after the bachelorette party's over, they go home. Her brother, I guess Bella's brother, bought a new house, and their whole family's over there. The dad that we saw last season, that everyone was like had shit with or whatever, he's back with the mom and the brother, and I guess his wife and their dog or something. I don't know. They bought a new house. She comes over to tell them. She tells them. The brother loses his shit just like Eva Marie's brothers do in the first season.
Oh no, John's gonna be pissed. And the dad was like, that happens. It's like, no, that doesn't happen.
You don't just don't get married and then not tell anybody for 10 years. And
it's like, I don't want to be part of this. He gets up and walks away. And like, what the fuck's going on?
Like, I've never seen siblings like I know that like this is a manufactured like reality show to like create storylines, but whose siblings are they patterning these people after? Because my sister would not like have the nerve to say that shit to me. If she did, I would be like, get the fuck out of my house. Or something, My sister, would your sister ever talk to you that way about that? No, that's no one's sibling acts like that.
I can't believe you fucking did that shit. I don't want to be part of your fucking life anymore. Bye.
Yeah, it's just so weird that he would care enough to say that, and B, like, would be so ballsy. I don't know.
But what was crazy is like, okay, because her mom, I guess what was her sister and her dad were like, they're sitting there, and then Nikki gets up and is like, sorry that I didn't tell y'all. I was like, it was just her brother that just said that. Why you have to be the smartest? I mean, it's not just, I don't know.
Yeah, and that's really pretty much it. The whole show revolved around the bachelor party.
Also,
Trinity's eyes fine. Yeah. She tried to rush back, and John was like, don't be fucking tripping, or you're not ever going to see a WrestleMania again, or something like that. So that's pretty much it.
Preview for next week. She doesn't get to tell John.
The brother tells John.
The brother tells John.
Like a fucking dickhead.
God.
Yeah, so total weird sibling shit.
Oh, so how'd you feel when Nikki told you about she was married? No.
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell her?
No Vinny?
No Vinny. I imagine we'll see him next week because it's the wedding. So I imagine he'll be around.
Next week, and hopefully in the second part of the finale.
Right. Next week is the part 1 of the season finale. I imagine the break will be longer this time because I think last time they ordered more episodes, and that's why they went back so soon to break. So I don't know.
Well, I think it was announced like
2 more weeks.
Sometime in September is when the next season will kick off. And I heard they're adding Rosa Mendez.
Right.
So I wonder if she's going to have like a boyfriend that we're going to like or not like. I don't know. If she pushes back Vinny, I'm going to be pissed. Like, oh, yeah, we more time with her. We need Vinny.
There you go.
I kind of like waiting for like Vinny to. Vinny and Ariana break up and Vinny to start dating someone else on the cast. That's the kind of drama we need.
Summer
right?
Rae.
Oh, Vinny and Summer Rae would be the ultimate team up.
God.
So I wonder if they're going to team up Rosa Mendez and Summer Rae.
I don't know. I can't imagine liking anybody as much as Vinny. He's on the podcast pipe dream list.
Yes.
For interviews, we got
For sure.
number 1 pipe dream interview is Vinny. Number 2 is Kali. Maybe one day we can get him.
Yeah, maybe.
Never.
Hopefully.
Never.
Sometime in the future. Soon.
There you go. Anything else from you guys?
Nah, we're done.
Okay.
Wrap it up, B. Girl, bye. Forgot we did that.
And now, the Legends House.
Give me a break.
This Tony man. Legends never die. They just get better. Should be able to kill you.
Holy balls.
So now it's time for Legends House. I only watched it one time, and it was on Thursday. They did sneak another Holy Balls on here. This week,
does he have any shirts? They need to make shirts to say Holy
they
Balls.
need to make shirts for Gene Okerlund say Holy Balls. This week they had to do like pool exercises, and they were all like, getting excited that Ashley was in the pool in a bikini.
All right.
But then the main focus was that they had to do some art to be auctioned off for a charity event.
So was all the LARPing shit this week, or is that next?
The what?
The live action role playing stuff?
That'll be next week.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta watch the LARPing episode.
Done me down for that one. But no, for this one they had to make pieces of art, their own original art. And so
And he painted balls.
painted balls, yes. No, they immediately all started turning to Tony Atlas, because he's the only one who does that in his spare time. And as soon as they, find out what they're doing, they're, oh, Tony. And he's like, nope. He stands up and walks out. And he's like, have fun doing your art stuff. I'm not doing it. Bye. And they're all trying to get him, hey, Tony, it's for charity.
He paints feet.
Huh?
He paints feet.
What?
Tony Atlas paints feet.
Yeah. No, he does not.
Or shoes.
Nope, not in this one.
Oh,
So basically they have like 8 canvases, and they have to choose like 6 out of the 8 that they make or whatever. So anyways, everyone's trying to get Tony to come and work with them. Come on, come work with me. And he's like, no, I'm not going to do it, because every time I try and offer opinions, y'all tell me to shut up, so I'm not doing it. And so,
did they show some of his past work or anything?
throughout the series, they've shown him sketching and stuff like
good?
that. He's pretty decent. He'll take a picture and put it up in the corner and kind of sketch the drawing. So he does it as a hobby.
Right.
He doesn't do it to try and sell them. But he does decent work. Although I'm not exactly an art critique. So but yeah, so they're all trying to come up with ideas of what to do, and they can't come up with anything. And I think it was Finkel and I want to say Pat Patterson, who's trying to come up with ideas, and they're they have like a little sketch pad, and they're drawing like just a mountain and one tree and a river and stuff like that. And Atlas kind of peeks over and sees what they're doing, and he goes and gets some postcards, and he puts it on, and he's like, if you're gonna do it, you want to try and do it this way, and make sure you get your shading right. And so they're like, that's what we wanted from you. That's we weren't trying to get you to do all the work. We just wanted you to help us figure out how to do this. And so he's like, okay, well, I'll help you guys out. So he helps them, and they end up doing all kinds of different artwork. One of them was each of the legends put their hand in a different color ink and put their handprint on the canvas, and then they all autographed it, and so they would sell that.
So they did preschool art.
Exactly. They did essentially they did finger painting.
Right.
That's to the T. They put some paint in random locations, and they all just put their hands and
Wow.
Someone made a turkey out of their hand.
Yeah, just about. But and then Tony did his own one, which was a clown. so that one went in. The handprint went in. There were a couple others that went in that weren't that good, and they were trying to do one of them that was a crossword, and Gene's like, who the hell would buy a crossword? But I mean, it was entertaining at least. But they pick out the painting structures that they want, and they're like, okay, it's going to be showcased at this location, and all the proceeds are going to charity. So just make sure you're there on time. And so they go there, and they're like, oh, okay, we're a little bit early, so let's check out the spread. And they have the art, and they also have some large photos of the legends themselves. And they're like, oh, this is pretty nice. And they got food and stuff like that. And they're like, the only thing we don't have is people. And it does a little pan around, and there's no one in there. And so Jimmy Hart, he's like, always on top of my game. I gotta figure out a plan. And so he looks off to the side, and he's like, there happens to be an art expo going on just down the road. And so he gets his megaphone and starts telling, hey, everybody, come on out and check out the Legends artwork. Let's all go into charity. And so it shows him getting pictures taken and all kinds of stuff. And, sure enough, it fills up. And they're like, man, we had all kinds of people, and people walking their dogs, and, high-class people and low-class people, all kinds of people in here. And so they ended up selling quite a bit of their artwork, and so it turned out okay. And they would autograph some of the pictures of themselves that were also sold as well. So, but yeah, next week is the one to look forward to, where they do the live action role play. So be on the lookout for that one. So I feel like there was more to the episode that I missed, but you get the gist. So yeah, well, there you go. That was Legends House.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not the good storyteller you guys are. So that'll take us into the hot topics. Want to send congratulations out to Daniel Deering for this week's Top Rope Tuesday Clutch City winner.
All right.
So we'll be getting your information from that. So excellent answer, excellent response for the Daniel Cyber Brian and Demon Wyatt on that one. So
Thomas Lawson fact check pending.
Yes, of course. So be on the lookout for that. Do we have a challenge for this week, guys?
Butts.
Send
us pictures of your butt.
No, don't send us pictures of your butt. Do not send us pictures of your butt. You're trying to get a lawsuit. We're going to get our page taken down. No, do not. I repeat, do not send us pictures.
Do it anyway.
Do not send us pictures of your butt. We don't want to see it. We did not ask that.
Bear butts.
No bear butts. No bear.
On the ground.
No BARE or BEAR butts. None of them. No derrieres, no posteriors.
What do you say?
No
to,
cabooses. No trunks.
No. Okay. Well,
no
what
booties.
Would you say to asking people to put their favorite or diva that they like on Total Divas and tell why, or tell us why they don't like Total Divas? Or is that too much?
You're giving them too many options.
Too many options.
Too many options.
Shit.
Go with one or the other.
Who's your favorite diva? Tell us why.
Favorite diva
on Total Divas. What?
Trinity. Do it.
But why?
Because I fucking said.
Butts.
Okay, so this week's challenge.
Come on, that was totally.
Comment your favorite Total Diva
Butts.
star.
Comment your Total Diva or your favorite Total Diva's butt.
No.
Butts.
Paige's ass. At Paige's ass. So there you go. Comment your favorite Total Diva and why for this week's Top Rope Tuesday Clutch City Productions challenge.
Bear butts.
So, no more butts.
Hey, you guys should thank those dudes.
Yes.
For putting up all that free stuff for you guys.
Yeah.
You can do that by liking their pages, following them on Twitter,
sending
supporting
them a
them
message
monetarily by buying shit from them.
Yeah.
And telling them that we sent you. So
absolutely.
do that.
There you go. Good stuff. So other hot topic news for this week. Vince McMahon, I don't know if you guys have heard.
No longer a billionaire?
No longer a billionaire. Lost more money than we will ever see in our lives combined. So really sad stuff.
All I gotta say
Stocks
is chump change.
Stocks went down. and lost about $350 million. So
I guess
sucks
it
to happen.
changed because I guess that's why I'm working this job.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because
those
I don't have that chump change.
millions of dollars.
I don't have that chump change.
Yeah, you
He
wish
lost
you
it.
had that chump change.
Vince may have lost the shirt off his back.
So he'll just go buy another one. It's okay. He's okay.
Well, if he enters our contest, he may can
Yes.
win one. Win a shirt.
Yes.
All he's got to do is send us a picture of his butt.
No.
Bare butt.
God.
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Where does this come from, Doug?
I don't know
What
why.
happened?
I don't know. I'm so tired. I think for some reason I'm tired, and I think this is hilarious right
Yeah.
now. So we're gonna keep talking about it.
It's random. So, well,
So, guys, I got a question this week. It's about butts. I don't know.
we got to push through. We're almost there, and then we can go home and.
Oh, my
Yeah.
gosh.
I was supposed to be out tomorrow. I gotta work.
There's going to
Yeah.
be a lot of people that
Fuck.
comment, and they're going to say butts for next
Lots
week.
of butts. And we don't need it. So,
You're gonna shit your pants whenever you go to view the comments and they're like photos of people's asses.
that's all it's going to be. Just nothing but butts. So, I hope you're proud of yourself.
Hopefully, this page is ass.
So, other hot topic news: Kevin Steen reportedly rumored to be offered a WWE deal. I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like they would water down his character too much. How about you guys? Would you guys like to see Kevin Steen in the WWE?
Well,
Fight Steen, fight.
I mean, he
I don't know how they're
definitely.
going to use him.
A lot of the reason he's over is sort of how he talks and the way he interacts with people, and I don't know that he could get away with that either.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a good wrestler. I'm not saying he's not good in the ring, but I don't know what he would do, like character wise. But I mean, I think he does. I think he deserves a shot. I mean,
Yeah. Just to see what he can do.
yeah. I mean, I'm happy for him.
Yeah.
I don't know that what he does translates to what they want though. Supposedly they offered Willie Mack one too, or maybe pending some test or something. I don't know. I heard that he got offered, and then I heard that it wasn't quite so done of a deal, and then I'm not sure. But
Yeah.
supposedly him too.
Another one that was supportedly rumored that to be heading WWE's way is Kenta. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I like Kenta, but I mean, basically, they took all his moves, so he's gonna have to have a whole new moveset.
Yeah. You're gonna be like, hey, you stole CM Punk's move. Hey, he stole Daniel Bryan's move. Hey,
Yeah.
this guy's nothing but a thief.
No, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
No, but Kenta's good.
How funny would it be if he came in and was like, I'm here for one reason and one reason only, to reclaim my moves, which
Right.
you guys stole.
Yeah, but no, he's good. I mean,
He could do the, what's it called? Inverted, or is it inverted or reverse GTS? What is it called?
it's inverted, but inverted is when the position is flipped. Reverse is when the action is reversed.
gotcha.
So it would be like inverted. But yeah, Kenta's good. I mean, I like Kenta.
Yeah. In
We
TNA.
we saw Kenta live. Maybe was it 5 years ago? I don't know.
Was it 2008, 2009?
I want to say 2009. We saw him at Supercard of Honor 4, maybe. Against Davey Richards. It was a good match. Yeah.
So in TNA news, Christopher Daniels and Kazarian are gone from TNA. They're supposedly Daniels is heading to Ring of Honor.
Yep. And maybe Cass too.
That'd be a good fit.
They had they did a thing where they kind of showed like a shadowy figure with Daniels. So they're just assuming it's Kaz, but he's still on TV for the next few weeks. So that may be why they've done that.
Yeah. And I know, Doug, you wanted to talk about the next hot topic for Rudo Resurrection.
Well, I know that we have quite a few gamers who listen to this, and I just personally want to plug this because I'm a big fan of Chikara, and this is a video. They're doing a Kickstarter. Well, Chikara themselves is not doing the Kickstarter. It's Rotary Games, who is the company that's developing the Chikara video game, are doing a Kickstarter for Rudo Resurrection, which was the same game that they had sort of got kicked around a bit a couple of years ago. I think it was like 2010-ish, maybe. But they're doing a Kickstarter. You can probably just Google search Rudo Resurrection Kickstarter and find it, or search that on the Kickstarter site. Basically what it is it's a 2.5D style side-scrolling, like beat 'em up, like your Double Dragon type things, games like that in that vein, with the Chikara characters. You can go and look at the video. they have like a proof of concept video with a few backgrounds, a few guys doing some stuff, just showing you that an idea of what they're working on, but nothing too deep. But they're looking for $50,000, and I believe they have, as of now, about 5 days in, they've got about 7,000 or so, and I believe June 14th is the deadline. So go check out the rewards. They've got T-shirts. They've got they've got the game, obviously, early access to the game. I know they have like soundtracks, PDF, like art stuff, shirts,
credits.
Yeah, all kinds of shit. Just go look it out. It's cool. I would really like to see it get funded. I would really like the game, and I just think it's cool. Just go check it out. I really like to see it get made. Also, Tyler and I are talking about maybe trying to start covering Chikara more in depthly. This is not a sure thing because Tyler laughed whenever he told me that he would do it. So we're not sure how committed we are to this, and I'm not going to be the only one talking about it. But there is an iPay-per-view this Sunday. I have a lot of love for Chikara, and I have a lot of faith in Chikara. And
you are Chikara.
This is a very good jumping on point. They're back. This is their first show back. It's going to be on iPay-per-view. You can pick it up for I believe it's $15 from SmartMark Video on Demand, smvod.com. Go order the show. It's this Sunday. I believe it's 3 p.m. Eastern, maybe. I would almost say I guarantee a good show, but knowing some of the fans, I don't know. I'm not going to guarantee anything. But
Kali.
Yeah, no, I would really urge people to check this out. We're going to see about if I can't talk these guys into more coverage of it or trying to do something with it. But check out the show. It's something I have a lot of faith in and a lot of love for, and I just want to see them do well. So please go check those things out, and I would appreciate it. And I think you would find that you'd appreciate it too.
Very cool. One other bit of Hot Topic news. We want to send a thank you out to the WWE for sending us a copy of WWE WrestleMania 30 and the Greatest Factions Blu-ray. So we're going to be giving our review either next week or maybe on YouTube sometime this week. So be on the lookout for that. So really cool stuff. But now it's time to go into the Q&A portion of the show. Your questions, our answers. First question comes to us from Thomas. Drop it low, son.
Drop it low, son. Drop it low, son.
Saying, so I think we've all established that Cyborg Brian would be the greatest human-robotic hybrid, but I thought I'd see your guys' views on the matter. If you could have any technology incorporated into your body, what would it be and why?
I want a robot butt. No, I'm just kidding. Technology.
Send us a picture of your robotic butt.
God.
Thomas, send us a picture of your robot butt.
God.
I don't know.
A web browser implanted into your brain so you could access the internet without having to look at your phone.
What if you want Google Glass eyeballs? How about that?
Like the iPhone from Futurama where they put it into your eye and it projects a little screen.
I want robotic wings
plus
a jetpack.
You want what? Plus
wings
a jetpack?
And a jetpack.
Wings and a jetpack.
I want a jetpack butt.
So that means you would fart?
Does it flatulence projectile?
No.
I want to be Inspector Gadget.
Go Gadget dick.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'll go the simple one. Give me like a
I thought you were going to say dick.
Web browser. Give me a web browser.
Dick.
No.
Oh.
You want a web browser in your mind?
Yeah.
Or your dick.
So I wouldn't have to worry. I can go on a quiz show and no one would know. That'd be really cool. Win lots of money.
Okay, that's good of an answer as any.
Yeah. Okay.
You win.
All right.
Your prize is Thomas is gonna just send you a picture
No!
of his robo butt.
I don't want robo butt. I don't want any butt.
Page's ass.
Oh, thank you for the question, Thomas. Next question
Hey,
coming
don't
to
forget
us.
to check that Daniel dude's stuff out. Get on that, Lucian, or you're not getting paid.
Yeah. So he's getting paid. We're not even getting paid. So next question coming to us from our buddy Ben Fold saying, hey lads, any rumors are saying Sheamus is joining Evolution? What are your thoughts on it? Plus, great show as always, but I have to say I am anti-Kali. Sorry, guys, but keep up the good work. Thank you, Ben Folds. You were my boy now. You're my buddy.
Ben, talk to Seth if you get a
Ben,
chance.
that's the joke, buddy. Come on.
It's a joke. Yeah,
Keep up.
It's a joke. Yeah,
You're my boy.
I mean, didn't we talked about this last week? Whatever we thought, or the week before or something. If he,
I don't really
turns heel.
see. I don't see where he fits in. I mean,
Yeah.
unless they're gonna drop the whole future, past, present thing,
Right.
because I don't really see him as the future or the present with the way he's been booked.
in between.
I mean, I think he's fine as the hired muscle in like Batista's spot if Batista's going to leave for a while, if that's
Right.
what they're talking about. But I don't know that he fits the concept. You know what I mean? But if they're like saying fuck the concept, I mean, he's a fine muscle guy. I mean, what?
I don't think it would fit. That's just my thought.
He is Trips' boy, right?
Yeah. I mean, he is, but I don't know. I just don't see it as a good fit. So.
I don't know when they were both during that stretch of time when Orton and Sheamus were like number 2 and number 3 baby faces respectively, and they just kept double teaming Big Show the whole time as the baby faces. They had like, you remember when they had all those like handicap matches where they had the numbers advantage on them and they still cheated?
Yeah.
I don't know. That kind of fits, right?
I don't know. But thank you for the question, Ben. Next question coming to us from Rhett Davis saying, Bray Wyatt's demon wins this hands down. It would possess the human side of D. Borg and force him to use the rockets on himself. As for a question, what are the top 10 worst factions of all time?
Too much work.
Too much work. How about top 2 worst factions? Or even 1?
Go for it.
Spirit Squad. I don't know. I can't think of any else at the moment. The menagerie that's going on over at TNA. I'm not liking that.
Didn't they do a thing? Well, it's a faction that consists of how many?
I would say 3 or more. Just 2 is tag. 3 would be a faction. The Rhinestone Cowboys. Anything?
I don't know.
Nothing?
Damn. Shit. I don't know. I know you would say that. I know they were.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Just say it.
I didn't
Just
say anything.
it.
No.
Just say it.
I didn't say anything.
Look, they were not the best,
Butts.
okay? They were not the best. Just say it.
Nope.
Daniel wants me to say the oddities.
He said the oddities. So,
No.
Doug, how about you?
Fuck that.
He goes you right into that.
That was Daniel. He was humming the oddities theme song. That motherfucker
Hey.
doesn't like the oddities.
What if I'm just humming it because I like it?
Well,
Did you ever think about
why
that?
would you hum that randomly when
Oh,
we talk
do you
about
guys
worst
know that
factions?
Kurgan was in that movie that...
Yes.
Oh, fuck you then, asshole.
Tell me, Doug. I didn't know.
Isn't that new Paul Walker
Yeah.
movie?
Oh, yeah, I knew that.
Hey, fuck both of you then. I'm not
Worst
answering-
faction, go.
I'm not answering any more questions though.
All right. So, final question coming to us from our good friend Seth, saying, "Here's my hard-hitting question for the crew: have you reached out to WWE and the Great Khali for an interview? When do you have him on for a segment? Which Khali matches, or when you do have him on for a segment, which Khali matches would you want to talk with him about most and why? Hashtag Khali for life. Hashtag WNS brain chop."
Well, it is a pipe dream. It's something we hope to accomplish
The
one
y'all,
day.
maybe.
But he is under contract, so
Very difficult.
very difficult. We will try our best to hopefully one day have him on the show. But we cannot promise you anything. I don't know. I liked his match with Daniel Bryan when Daniel Bryan had just started the company. It was right after the NXT stuff, or maybe even during. No, they didn't take him off the NXT at first. Yeah, it was right after he got off the whole NXT thing. I believe he also had a good match with Batista in that same little time frame. Daniel Bryan, not Khali. I mean,
All right.
right before Batista left.
Cool.
All right, so there you go. Thank you for the questions. Make sure to send me your questions on our YouTube page, WNS Video. Also, our Facebook page, WNS Podcast. Check us out on WrestlingNewsSource.com and WrestlingNewsSource.com on Facebook. And you can subscribe to us on iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast.
Search Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us on Player.fm, Beyond Pod, and Stitcher. Shit.
Go to smvod.com and order Chikara's pay-per-view. You only live twice this Sunday. I think it's 3 p.m. Eastern. Do it. You'll thank me later. It should be a good time. And for Twitter, the main site's at WN Source. We are at WNS Podcast. Daniel's at WNS_Daniel. Tyler's at Tyler_Aber.
There you go. And make sure to check out our buddies from TopRopeTuesday.com, also ClutchCityProductions.com. Go support John David Guerra, who's going to be out at Comic Palooza in Houston this weekend. So we're going to go out there and say hey to him. Also, AsteroidBeltCompany.com.
Yeah.
So really cool stuff.
If you're in the Houston area, check out Comic Palooza. There's going to be
if you're going to be
going on.
If you're going to be out at Comic Palooza on Sunday, definitely be on the lookout for us. We'll be out and about having some fun.
Was it Booker T's ROW will be there.
Yeah.
And NWA Houston will be there.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
And our good buddy Tex Lone Star will be out there as well. So, looks like it's going to be a fun show. I believe so. I think so. I'll double check.
I was going to say, I can't say that because I'm not for sure.
Yeah. So, there you go. For the podcast crew, I am Daniel Heron.
I'm Butts.
Seymour Butts?
Yes.
I'm Doug.
And we'll catch you all next week.
Send us your butts.